What if a sequel completely abandoned the tone, genre, and even the entire world of the original? From a sci-fi horror masterpiece that became a philosophical art film, to a gritty crime drama that turned into a musical comedy, these movies shattered audience expectations. Imagine the shock when a beloved franchise swapped alien invasions for a quiet family dispute. A direct-to-video follow-up that abandoned the epic scope of its predecessor for a family drama about acceptance and sibling rivalry. Number 5. All Dogs Go to Heaven. The original is a G-rated animated musical about a thieving dog who cheats death, learns about friendship and redemption through a sweet orphan girl, and sings, "You Can't Keep a Good Dog Down." It's a heartwarming, if dark, family film. The direct-to-video 1996 sequel, All Dogs Go to Heaven 2, throws out nearly everything that worked. Charlie returns from heaven to retrieve a lost angelic horn before it falls into the hands of a demonic dog named Red. The film becomes an action-adventure buddy comedy with a 90s alt-rock soundtrack and a romantic subplot between Charlie and a female dog named Annabelle. The melancholy spiritual tone of the original is replaced by slapstick and low-stakes thrills. The villain is no longer a corrupt dogfighter, but a cartoonish hellhound. And the human characters? Gone. The sequel feels like a completely different franchise, one aimed at a younger, less patient audience. It's a bizarre creative pivot that makes you wonder if anyone involved even remembered the first movie. Next up, a monster movie that turned into a comedy about a giant lizard with a sweet tooth and an even bigger heart. Number 4. Duel to the Death. The original, Duel to the Death, is a grounded kung fu film about a Chinese and Japanese swordsman competing in a deadly tournament. But the 1983 sequel, also titled Duel to the Death, is a wild genre shift. Directed by Ching Siu-tung, it's a wuxia fantasy with supernatural elements, gravity-defying wire fu, and graphic violence. The plot follows a young monk defending a sacred sword from evil ninjas, leading to a climax where characters fly through the air, swords clash with explosions, and a villain turns into a giant monster. The sequel abandons any pretense of realism for pure spectacle, becoming a cult classic for its insane action and visual effects. It's a jarring but unforgettable transformation. Next up, a horror franchise that ditched its slasher roots for something completely unexpected. Number 3. My Bodyguard versus its non-existent sequel, My Best Friend's Girl. Wait, what? The original is a tender coming-of-age story about a bullied teen who hires a behemoth as his bodyguard, blending humor and heart. The sequel? It's a sex comedy starring a young woman who makes a bet that she can seduce any man. No bodyguard, no bully, no emotional depth. Same universe? Barely. Only character linking them is the lead, but completely redefined. This jarring shift, from earnest friendship to raunchy romantic farce, is like putting Dead Poet Society next to American Pie. It's a case study in how studio trends can erase identity. The sequel fails not just because it's inferior, but because it jettisons everything that made the first film beloved: empathy, humor rooted in character, and that iconic diner scene. Instead, we get cheap laughs and a cringe-inducing premise. Watching them back-to-back is whiplash, a reminder that some stories are perfect and sequels should complement, not contradict. Next up, a franchise that swapped espionage for slapstick, and it works. Number 2. The Cannonball Run is a zany, star-studded road race comedy that revels in chaos. The original follows an illegal cross-country race where eccentric characters, from a wealthy playboy to a bickering couple, push their cars to the limit. It's a messy, episodic affair with Burt Reynolds leading an ensemble that includes Farrah Fawcett, Dom DeLuise, and Jackie Chan in an early U.S. role. The film's charm lies in its lack of pretension. It's pure, unapologetic fun. Then came Cannonball Run 2. This sequel jettisons the race structure for a Shaggy Dog story about the million-dollar man driving with a bag of money. The ensemble expands to include Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, and even Shirley MacLaine, but the coherence evaporates. The race itself is an afterthought. The focus shifts to episodic skits and celebrity cameos. The tone careens from slapstick to aimless indulgence. What made the original work, its underdog energy and clear stakes, is replaced by a ego-driven parade. The sequel's wild divergence highlights how a sequel can amplify the worst aspects of its predecessor, losing the plot in favor of star power. Yet this very failure makes Cannonball Run 2 a fascinating case study in how not to follow up a hit, cementing its place as a cautionary tale of Hollywood excess. Next up, a sequel that swaps spine-chilling horror for laugh-out-loud absurdity. Number 1. The Lion King II, Simba's Pride. The original was a Hamlet-inspired epic about patricide and guilt, set against the majestic Pride lands. Its sequel? A Romeo and Juliet romance with a dash of apartheid allegory. Simba's Pride completely swaps tone and theme, transforming a political tragedy into a family drama about forbidden love and generational conflict. The villains are no longer Scar's scheming hyenas, but the outsiders, a banished pride of lionesses led by Zira, a cult-like figure who worships Scar's legacy. This shift from corrupt monarchy to gang warfare feels jarring, especially when Simba, the guilt-ridden son, becomes a strict, overprotective father. The movie explores prejudice and reconciliation rather than murder and ambition, with Kiara and Kovu embodying a cross-faction romance that undermines the original's clear good vs evil morality. The animation and music suffer too, replacing Hans Zimmer's haunting score with synthesized pop songs, and Timon and Pumbaa's slapstick disrupts the original's gravitas. Yet, this tonal whiplash is what makes it a bold, if uneven, sequel. By reinterpreting Shakespeare's star-crossed lovers through a lion's eye view, Simba's Pride dared to be wildly different, trading Shakespearean tragedy for soap opera drama. It may not live up to the original's legacy, but its audacity earns it the top spot. And that's a wrap on sequels that went totally off the rails. Which one shocked you the most, Israel or Japan? Drop your number one pick in the comments. I'm dying to know. If you loved this trip down movie memory lane, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss our next wild ranking. We've got way more bizarre sequels, reboot fails, and cinematic curveballs coming your way. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the weirdest sequels are the most memorable. See you in the next one.